There is much to be discussed today, ranging from analysis to bold predictions about the franchise in question. Let's get straight to the point. A bold statement was made when asked if the franchise is still in its early stages. The response was that, even though the person might be criticized for that statement, they believe they have already passed that phase. It was mentioned that there might be an excess of optimism, but that, after family, the team is the top priority in life, and what really matters is winning victories. What was said resonates with many fans. Looking at other franchises in the league and their circumstances, there is a significant setback in a team that struggled last year. Another team is also in a complicated situation. Except for one franchise, the only American football team in the region, the others are technically in a neighboring state. Both of these franchises, in fact, don't have a reliable quarterback at the moment. Some names might be justified, but essentially, they're almost starting from scratch. It's true that questions can be raised about the offensive line, which still presents issues and needs adjustments. Yes, players were signed who weren't necessarily top picks, but it's clear that the current situation is much more favorable than last year. What one player managed to do behind that line shows that he will perform significantly better with the current setup. The situation remains somewhat chaotic, and they're looking for the best solutions. Yes, they filled positions with individuals who may not have been the preferred choices, but it's clear that the current configuration is considerably better than last year's. What one athlete achieved behind that line demonstrates that he will fare much better with the current formation. Moreover, having available options and still having other players at disposal contributes positively, along with the potential performances of some new team members. There are also expectations regarding a strong running game, with another player standing out. On defense, there is considerable enthusiasm due to the several improvements made during the offseason. I believe that the claim about possibly being ahead of their time is inaccurate. In fact, many fans, including myself, who tend to have a positive outlook, see this team as advancing on a promising path. No doubt, we are at a stage beyond the beginning, far from rock bottom, and ahead of many other teams still facing numerous challenges. It is crucial to consider that many of these teams have new coaches who lack experience, which would be a risky situation. On one hand, this could bring fresh ideas, but on the other hand, it suggests that these professionals lack the necessary experience. However, there are others who have this background. Feel free to share your thoughts on the perspective expressed. It may not be of great importance to you, but I understand that it represents a positive trend, both among fans and the management, who are aware of the challenges faced over the last 2 years. They are committed to redirecting the situation, and so far, it seems improvements are being made. It's important to note that many areas still need progress and growth, and this is something easy to agree with. However, we are already at a level above the beginning. In upcoming discussions, we will explore in detail the team's potential performance as the season approaches. I am confident it will be more positive than many imagine, so stay tuned. There are many factors that can be adjusted and developed, and it's simple to agree with that. However, it's essential to start with a solid foundation. Looking to the future, I believe conversations will carefully examine the team's potential performance throughout the season, and I truly believe it will exceed expectations. Feel free to share your opinions on the observations made. In the rest of this dialogue, I'll address several reflections on different circumstances. We know that the organization chose to part ways with a player, which surprised some while others found it understandable, considering his recent injuries and the addition of new athletes. The question then arises as to how this will impact the formation projected for the team. One point generating dissatisfaction is the lack of discretion demonstrated. For example, there is recently a display of discontent regarding comments like "bro," which are unnecessary. A player chosen for the second All-Pro team and with potential to become a future captain of this team, which has young talent, should receive support rather than criticism. Although it's natural to have such reactions after a significant trade, it's crucial to maintain a different standard. The fundamental principle here is to trust the process and believe in the leadership's intentions. It is certainly disheartening to witness the departure of a captain who had 3 terms, but there are always underlying reasons for these decisions that need to be considered. Trusting the process is essential, and in this scenario, it's important not to make statements of this nature, especially on social media. Such comments do not convey a positive image of the player or the franchise. It's desirable that this issue is addressed through a direct conversation, as it's important to maintain open dialogues instead of resorting to social platforms. Engaging in mature dialogue is the correct strategy, and it's vital to treat these situations with the seriousness they deserve. For your franchise, there will surely be a conversation with the coach, and I hope that happens because, once again, as men, that's what's expected. Instead of turning to social media, it's essential to face the situation and deal with it in a mature manner. I believe this is an important point for cultivating a strong organizational culture, especially with young players involved. It's crucial to define how things will be handled and ensure they are addressed appropriately, avoiding any foolishness. Feel free to express your opinions on the comments and posts regarding this situation. Shifting topics, the coach made a comment about a player, and I truly appreciate that observation. He highlighted that this athlete brings a positive energy, adding that this is not a first-round pick, but someone selected in a later round. He emphasized that this player is willing to put in the effort, always seeking improvement and wanting to prove his worth to the team. I really admire this perspective. I trust the coach, and I believe you should too. Many people still have doubts about this player. While it's clear he is the best receiver in the group right now, the uncertainty lies in whether he will adopt a complicated attitude, which could create frustration and hinder the rebuilding process. I understand this kind of concern, but on the other hand, having a coach who has faced many challenges makes statements like these more significant. If there were any doubts about the player, he wouldn't have been signed, that's clear. Furthermore, if frustrations arise or he doesn't perform well this season, it's important to note that he is secured for about $20 million. After this year, the franchise can part ways with him, and it would be very simple, given that it's a one-year contract. I value the coach's statement that he appreciates the energy this player brings, and it will strengthen the receiver group. I truly value that perspective. Recently, there was another quote related to the meeting of the 32 football team owners, or rather, the coaches, who gathered for a fun photo session. The coach was asked about a specific play and whether the league should consider banning it. I believe he provided an excellent insight into football by mentioning that there are several plays that teams need to defend, whether involving quarterback actions or goal line situations. Many plays are challenging to stop completely, and I don't think it's practical to eliminate them simply because they are difficult to defend. For example, today in class, I am teaching a group of middle school students, while my other classes only have high school students. In this middle school group, we held a 2-on-2 tournament, which we call March Madness, to finish the month of March. The kids love it, and we take pictures of them to display on the wall as a trophy. I have high school students who come and check if their photos are still up, asking, "Is my picture still there?" And I respond, "Yes, you will be remembered on that wall forever. You're a legend." It's a memorable event, and one of my students, who is very talented at basketball, made it to the third round and faced a very strong team, which I would say had a great chance of winning. The student asked, "Is there another team we can face? I don't want to face that team." The connection to this story is clear. You can't simply avoid the challenge. If you want to be the best, you must beat the best. Yes, the play is hard to defend, but if you want to be the champion, you have to work to figure out how to beat it, rather than making excuses or looking for alternatives. In that situation, I told the student, if you want to be the champion, you have to beat the best. The same principle applies here. You can voice your complaints and discuss various issues, but at the end of the day, you have to take control and figure out how to face them using your best efforts and abilities. To reach the champion status, it's essential to dedicate yourself to stand out and overcome your competitors. This same concept applies here. When complaints and concerns arise, it's the moment to act and seek solutions. Use your skills and the knowledge of everyone involved in football. It's crucial to devise a strategy that can be put into practice. It's curious to observe that there are claims that Lamar Jackson won't be able to run with the ball like he did before. This poses a huge challenge for the defense. We can't just say, "Lamar, you're great at escaping the pocket and running with the ball." That can't happen anymore. This is extremely challenging for the league and all its participants. We need to consider this. We can't let this continue. We need to find a way to deal with this circumstance. Does it break any rule? No. The challenge is to figure out how to stop it, which may be difficult, but it's essential. Let me know your thoughts on the tush-push, whether you support this play or not, and feel free to comment on anything else you want to discuss. Share your thoughts, and if you're still watching, think about subscribing as well. Exciting things are coming, and soon we'll organize some activities before the event that will likely take place live. So stay tuned. Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to Patriots Hub and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep delivering the latest updates on our New England Patriots. And don't be shy. Share your thoughts on the news in the comments below. The NFL offseason is heating up, and one of the most intriguing storylines is the reported interest of the New England Patriots in acquiring star quarterback Justin Herbert. The Los Angeles Chargers signal caller, known for his elite arm strength and poise under pressure, has become a hot topic of trade speculation despite his long-term contract extension. Could the Patriots, in desperate need of franchise quarterback, make a move that would shake up the league? Herbert, who signed a massive 5-year, $262.5 million extension with the Chargers in 2023, is regarded as one of the most talented quarterbacks in the NFL. His ability to make deep throws, extend plays, and remain composed in high-pressure situations makes him a highly sought-after asset. However, with the Chargers undergoing a coaching transition under Jim Harbaugh and a need to restructure their roster, rumors of a potential blockbuster trade have begun to swirl. For the Patriots, the appeal is obvious. Since the departure of Tom Brady, New England has struggled to find stability at the quarterback position. Mac Jones showed flashes of promise, but failed to cement himself as the long-term answer. And Bailey Zappe has yet to prove he could be the face of the franchise. Bringing in a quarterback of Herbert's caliber would instantly revitalize the Patriots' offense and position them as contenders once again. The key question remains, how realistic is this move? The Chargers would demand a hefty return, likely involving multiple first-round picks and possibly key players. The Patriots, under new leadership with Jared Mayo taking over for Bill Belichick, have the cap space and draft capital to make an aggressive push. If New England is truly serious about regaining its dominance, pulling off a trade for Herbert could be the defining move of the decade. While nothing is official yet, the idea of Herbert donning a Patriots uniform is enough to send shockwaves through the NFL. If New England pulls the trigger on this blockbuster deal, it would not only reshape their future, but also dramatically alter the balance of power in the AFC. The coming weeks will be crucial in determining whether this speculation turns into reality. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay updated with exclusive news about our New England Patriots, be sure to subscribe to Patriots Hub and hit that like button. We can't wait to hear your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next video.